Hello and welcome back. I am really excited to give you information that I've been learning and discovering from this book, A More Excellent Way. It's a teachings on the spiritual root of disease. I introduced this book yesterday in the video that I did, and been doing some reading and some researching in the book, and thought I would share with you at least one a day for a little while at least, about some of the diseases that are in this book that the author talks about. Dr. or Pastor Henry Wright, who wrote this book, A More Excellent Way. And he talks about the spiritual implication and the spiritual reasons behind some of the diseases that we have. And that's done through some research that he's done related to disease and spirituality. So the disease that I wanted to talk about today and relate to the spiritual background or reason behind it is diabetes. As you know, in some of my earlier videos, I talked about diabetes in America and how prevalent it was. And I was very, excited and concerned to find out the reason that he says is the cause of the spiritual cause of diabetes. And in this book, the writer, Pastor Wright, says that diabetes, I'm going to read it from the book because I want to make sure that I get all the facts straight. I want to make sure that when I bring you information, I want to bring it to you accurately as possible. He said that the spiritual root behind diabetes is extreme rejection and self-hatred coupled with guilt. Now I'm going to repeat that because I was really enlightened when I read that. So he said that the spiritual root of diabetes is extreme rejection and self-hatred that's coupled with guilt. He says that in many cases, he has ministered in the past 10 years before he wrote this book. He found that there was a direct rejection by a father and sometimes a husband or a man in general. So he said we're not just talking about a little bit of rejection, but stuff like where the male figure said things like, you ain't no good, you ain't never going to amount to a hill of beans, never going to amount to nothing, and then some choice languages to go along with that. So he says that is the background or root cause of diabetes. And so it makes you wonder what's going on, because diabetes is so prevalent, in America. It's all over America. And we have pre-diabetes too. So what he said, then it makes you wonder, well, has a majority of people with diabetes been rejected in some way by either their father or some male figure in their life? And then if you look at that and think about that, that's really sad. So it is something to consider. So he said that they've had serious success in healing diabetes, because now that they have identified that it's rejection and self-hatred, and then you can work on that. So you want to work on healing yourself of the diabetes by caring for yourself better, start doing extreme self-love, self-care, taking care of yourself better. Now, I'm talking about men and women here, okay? So you want to be aware of how you treat yourself and what your thought process is in regards to you. You don't want to hate yourself anymore. You want to find ways to love yourself, care for yourself, and treat yourself in a loving and caring way. So that is some of the recommendations that I have related to healing yourself of that spiritual root of diabetes, which would be the self-hatred and rejection that is felt from something that happened in your childhood that you may or may not even be aware of. So that is some spotlights for today in our discovery of some spiritual roots causes of disease. So for diabetes, it would be rejection and self-hatred, which is usually caused by some male figure, some father figure that, that told you that you were not going to amount to anything. But that can all be erased. That can all be reversed. Just start taking better care of yourself, knowing that, you are somebody and that you are important and that no matter what's going on, you are someone who is loved. So just remember that you are someone who is loved. Tell yourself that on a daily basis, and that will cause some tremendous healing in your body and mind in regard to your diabetes, or the diagnosis of diabetes. So I don't want to claim it as your diabetes or anybody's diabetes, but it is a disease that your doctor has, gave you. So that's it for today. So something to think about. Write your comments below if you have some kind of feelings about what I just said, or if you agree or disagree, or maybe if you've heard about something like that, make your comments below and let me know what you think about that. Again, I'm just bringing you the information that I've discovered. It is an inquiry that I think we all should look at, because not only disease is not only something that's caused by physical things or maybe hereditary, but there is also, we're discovering spiritual backgrounds related to a lot of diseases. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye.